Spiral Dial. Sci-fi with a soundscape.
So, about that chat, Jessica said, holding Archie's wrists against the wall with one hand. Her strength had not deserted her. She had overcome him easily. The handcuffs had dissolved into dust on the floor after Pyrope's intervention. "You should kill him now, sister," Pyrope said. "If he tells the captain I am here, all is lost." "Don't be so bloodthirsty," she replied. Archie quivered. "There's really no need for bloodshed," he said. "In fact, I was planning never to drink a single drop of your blood, so I'd really rather appreciate it if you could return the favour. I've always had a soft spot for you, you know, such beautiful eyes, such delicate touch. Sometimes, that is." He grimaced. "If you could go back to the delicate touch, that would be even more appreciated." She released him. There was no point in keeping him captive. Without the benefit of the handcuffs, he was at her mercy. "Sit," she said, gesturing to the chair. He took his place. "If you'd allow me to explain..." "Actually, I would like an explanation. You know what's going on here, don't you? Tell me everything you know about how the good ship Spiral Dial works." He took a deep breath in. Before he could continue, she spoke again. "And don't even think about bullshitting me. My radar for excrement has been finely honed down in that shit heap with the animals. The first hint of a lie, back down there you go, with Ant and Michael." He shook his head. "Don't fancy catching up with your mates?" "I thought not." "Spill." He started talking at pace. "It's like I said, I came on board to provide the entertainment. That's in my contract. One show a day, that's all I signed up for. Between you and me, I wasn't really making much money out of the albums. I mean, they got some good reviews, sure, but no one was actually buying them. So when my father cut me off, I was in a hole. Spiral Dial filled the hole. That's it." Jessica raised one eyebrow. "Seems like you've been the one filling the holes to me." He shrugged. "Can't blame me, can you? Anyway, the captain was all for it. Said we need to keep the punters happy, and of course, the crew. Long voyage, you see. People have needs." "So you've been having sex with who? Everyone?" "Well, anyone I wanted to. Mostly. Depends on the music, you see. I found that when I play certain numbers, it really gets the punters in the mood. Except you, of course. Most nights, I'd have a queue." Jessica shook her head. She could very much believe that Archie was capable of serial shagging, not to mention the captain. But Patricia? Where does Patricia fit into all this? I thought she frowned on promiscuity. That's the understatement of the year. But for some reason, she was fine with me doing it. The captain said that as long as I didn't use a condom, the ship was my oyster. Refreshing, isn't it? Something about procreation. Evidently, it's fine to sleep around as long as you're trying to get someone pregnant. Not that that applied to everyone, of course. Everyone? Well, the men. Some of them anyway. Look, I just like to make people happy. Music, sex, it's all the same to me. As long as the punters are happy, that's all that counts. So, all the babies, you're their father? A lot of them, I suppose. I'm not sure whether anyone's checked. Doesn't it worry you at all? What's happening to them? What's happening to me? To all of us? The experiments? Not really, Archie said. Since I graduated, I've tried to leave critical thinking to other people. We're all lab rats in the capitalist system anyway. It's just that most of the time, we don't get paid for it. Besides, for most of this voyage, I've been able to keep myself steadily working on stage 3, which is unprecedented. Until we got below ground, that is. I still don't understand why any of this is happening. How can a ship travel through the earth? Beats me, he said, chewing on his right thumbnail. Patricia's got some mumbo-jumbo reason for it, of course. Maybe it was all about Patricia. Maybe the captain was a red herring. Think carefully, Archie. What did Patricia say? He shook his head. You've got to understand, I don't attend mass. The only bits I hear come from other people's post-coital indiscretions. But I do remember Ant saying something about the last days. People are always banging on about the last days. It's a popular topic. I remember it being all the rage when I was at university. Nothing ever actually ended, of course. Apart from my degree. But anyway, the less said about that, the better. If it's all right by you. Wait a second. Jessica's mind was torn between two images. You slept with Ant? Now that she thought about it, it made a lot of sense. It certainly explained his anger and frustration, neither of which seemed at all supernatural. Well, I wouldn't say slept exactly. We were very much awake at the time, or at least he was. I had just smoked an extremely large spliff, so I'd say I was maybe half awake at a pinch. Not that it had any impact on my performance, you understand. Jessica only half listened. Her mind had already moved back in time, the last days. She had been brought up, been told about them, of course, even believed in them to some extent. It had only been when she had left home to study that she had realised that not everyone approached the world through the lens of imminent disaster. Of course, her family had been quite certain that they were special. They were the ones chosen to survive. In the army, she had seen enough atrocities to assure her of their complete insignificance. If there was a divine plan, then she, for one, was not on board with it. The last days. So, what is it this time? Plague? Insects? War? Jessica racked her brain for some more options, feeling the weight of her mother's disappointment even at this distance. By the looks of it, said Archie, I'd say it's a flood.